Welcome to What the Flick, everybody. Ben Mankiewicz, Alonzo Duraldi, Christy Lemire. We have already posted somewhere on the internet our best movies of the year. It was a lively conversation. We each picked, Matt not being here, but he sent it in. Two of us picked one movie, two of us picked another. So check out our talk about the best movie of the year. I think it was a pretty good year. Now time for the worst of the year, which is more fun. But I always feel bad about this because I still have a do you guys get it? I still get a pang of, hey man, they made it. They're artists. They tried. You know.
But did they try?
Right.
There's a lot of
sometimes, look, when it's grown-ups too, no, they didn't try.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. There's a lot of middle ground that I'll cut them some slack, but once you get to my worst, it's like, no, fuck you, movie.
Okay, well, my worst has trying in it, and I pick it in large part because of the manner in which they tried. But let's start with you.
What's your fuck you movie?
Get Hard.
You gotta roll, Mayo.
Who's Mayo?
It's my gang name. It's short for mayonnaise.
Get Hard, which, again, okay, Will Ferrell, very funny, not counting Daddy's Home, but generally speaking, very funny and smart and knows his stuff. Kevin Hart, I think, is hilarious. I loved him in About Last Night and in the Think Like a Man movies.
And in some bad movies that he just gives them.
Yeah, he
gives
elevates.
this energy that you can't help.
Sure.
You're like, I gotta watch this. It's terrible, but I like
ride
that
along crap, but he's at least giving it his all.
But
He's
Wedding
likable.
He's impossible not to like. That's
But
right.
oh my God, and it's kind of a running gag on this show where one of you or both of you will get offended by some gay thing on my behalf, and I'll be like, no, that's nothing.
We care.
I know, and I appreciate it. It's very sweet of you. Holy balls, this movie is beyond tone deaf in terms of how it talks about gay stuff and race stuff. The premise is that Will Ferrell's a white-collar stockbroker type who's going to get sent to jail. He's worried about getting raped, so he gets Kevin Hart to teach him how to survive in prison, even though Kevin Hart's never been to prison, but since he's black, Ferrell assumes that, of course, he knows about life in the joint. Ha 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 ha. And it's just, if any of it were remotely edgy or funny or daring or something, sure, fine. You can make humor out of the most sort of controversial or uncomfortable subjects. But this movie is just one extended he dropped the soap joke. Yeah.
Please don't sexually assault me. I'm already too sad.
It's hilarious.
I rented it in my hotel room and I walked out. Yeah. It was. Yeah, it's bad.
There's exactly one.
I think you know what? I think I got my money back. I think I called it off.
Good, you should.
And I was like, it's not working. It sounds not right. I don't remember. Yeah.
Also, send me a roast beef sandwich.
There's one good scene in this movie, and that is where Kevin Hart is just riffing, and you get the sense that like whatever inspired kind of mania fuels his comedy. He found a moment to make that work here, where he's on the tennis court with Will Ferrell.
Oh, and he's doing like three characters?
He's doing various characters and voices and going back and forth and back and forth. But the timing, I know, even that's marginal in terms of the content.
Yes.
Right? But like just the timing and the energy and the hope of what might have been exists in that one part right there. And
I'm releasing myself from this screenplay.
Yeah, so that is why I don't hate Get Hard as much as you do. I hate Hot Pursuit.
Yeah.
And, I thought about picking Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Boo. But again, it's a matter of expectations. Like, that the sequel to Paul Blart Mall Cop 6 years later is going to be terrible. With Hot Pursuit, there's at least the vague glimmer of possibility and hope, because you have these two actresses who are willing to make fun of themselves, make fun of notions of femininity and sexuality. Both are likable, both have great timing. You would think they might have some nice chemistry in that they're very different, Sofia Vergara and Reese Witherspoon. There would seem to be the possibility for some friction and some tension. And it just goes to like women having their period jokes. And
those are funny.
Hilarious.
Once a month, my uterus sheds its lining so that the eggs descend into the...
Oh my God!
I laugh every time I menstruate. I'm so funny. But there's a whole thing where like they have to make out to like distract this farmer.
It feels like it never got beyond. Right, and you picked Mad Max in part because it has this sort of powerful, kick-ass female lead, right, as your best movie of the year. But like here, that just felt like a movie that literally didn't get beyond. You mean we can get Sofia Vergara and Reese Witherspoon together in a movie?
Who needs a script?
But they're only available to start shooting tomorrow. Right? All right, let's get there. One of them's a cop and a mobster's wife or whatever the hell it was, and let's go.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's right.
Good memory of Hot Pursuit.
Yeah.
Good for you. So I just found it shrill and one note and a real missed opportunity for two talented, likable, charismatic actresses who are willing to take chances. This film would not take chances with them. It played it safe and cliched and just ugly, bad stereotypes all around.
Yeah, we've all picked movies where there might be worse movies, but there's a degree of disappointment that comes with people you like doing something terrible. It's so easy comedy's so hard to do well that there are just more comedy failures. Yeah. There are more movies like Get Hard and Hot Pursuit where you get talented people who've been really good before and will be really good again, and it just doesn't happen because it's hard to write comedy. It seems like sometimes they don't even try, and they're not bold enough with comedy. The industry in general often enough. But I picked Aloha for largely the same reason, is that you put all these really good people together, including Cameron Crowe, and I know it's been a while, but first of all, the pressure on that guy to continue to be great must have been is intense.
Right, to be Billy Wilder all over again, every time.
To be Orson Welles, right? There's a little bit of Orson Welles in his story. And I think he'll be great again. This is not it. First of all, I can't recount the story. Like, it was so baffling and so attempted to be meaningful, such an attempt to be meaningful, steeped in some peculiar notion of Hawaiian mysticism, which kids are interested in, which is insane, that I didn't buy one part of it. And then, when it needs to become a movie and have something happen, it made literally no sense. No sense whatsoever. And that, Rachel McAdams, Alec Baldwin, Bradley Cooper,
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. John Krasinski.
Emma Stone. Like, I can't. I'd watch Emma Stone. I wouldn't miss an Emma Stone movie. I wouldn't. I would go see her just because I'm enthralled. It's the thing that gets you to watch people. Like, she'll do something fun and interesting, and she'll do something with her eyes. She'll make you like this movie. And she could not make me like this movie. It had nothing to do with the fact that she couldn't possibly be a native.
A quarter Chinese.
Right, a quarter
whatever
Chinese,
she is.
whatever they pretended. But it's just everything they tried to get you to buy in the movie. The relationship between Bradley Cooper and the native Hawaiians. None of it made sense. None of it seemed true. And when you hear Cameron Crowe in this cast, you're thinking, oh, this might be delightful. I mean, I'd rather it be a Club Med Oahu movie with those people where they just got decadent and had a long party. That would be better.
Yeah, I remember even just sort of watching the trailer thinking, what's this about exactly? And then after the movie I was, what's this about exactly? the story is such a mess and all over the place, and you keep wondering, is there some magical cut out there that worked, where any of this held together? But then you read the Amy Pascal emails where apparently even at the script level it was, she didn't know what was going on.
It didn't work, and it's too bad. And I love Cameron Crowe, and I think he'll come through
It's
again.
several different movies at once.
None of them good.
None of them good.
We got a text from Matt. His worst film of 2015 is the remake of Vacation.
Oh, yeah.
It's a solid pick.
That was pretty bad, too.
Yeah. I liked the one scene with Christina Applegate at her alma mater.
Oh, the drunk sorority thing. Yeah,
that's all I
liked
got.
that too. Okay, yeah. Aloha, not good, but were you guys both with me at the screening of Aloha? When
Oh,
Cameron
yes,
Crowe
we
came
all
out?
sat
Were
together.
we all there?
Yeah, we were all there.
Yeah, so even Cameron Crowe he showed up and
Introduced the
apologized kind of ahead of time, and even that didn't help to.
It's like, just
garner
remember, this is
goodwill.
a love letter to Hawaii.
Love letter to Hawaii. We
Hawaii
have,
says thanks, but no thanks.
thanks.
I'm just not that into
Return
you.
to sender.
If there's a state in the Union that doesn't need a love letter, it's Hawaii. We got it. We love it. No one goes to Hawaii and comes back and goes,
Yeah, like Alexander Payne needs to write more love letters to Nebraska.
that's right.
Nebraska
Needs a love letter, right?
Yes. So we pick Aloha,
Rhode Island.
Aloha, Get Hard, and Hot Pursuit,
And Vacation.
And Vacation. So go back and look through all of our What the Flick reviews. Hopefully we can link to them. Go back and look at the whole reviews, because it is no fun talking about bad movies, unless sometimes it is.
It's even less watching them.
Have a great New Year. Thanks so much.